Hello, Facebook, and welcome to Put What, Where, Why, and How. I am Mike Race, your creative organizer consultant, and today's topic is about decision-making quota and what yours is, and how that pertains to creativity and organization and such. I want to talk about the spoons theory and how that relates to the topic. So I've actually printed out the spoon theory for y'all to see. If you haven't heard of the spoon theory, it's intended. Let's see here. The spoon theory is a creative way to explain to healthy friends and family what it's like living with a chronic illness. Patients have limited energy, represented by spoons, and doing too much in one day can leave you short on spoons the next day. And so this is intended for people that have chronic illness and how difficult it is for them to get through a day. And it says here, if you only had 12 spoons per day, how would you use them? Take away 1 spoon if you didn't sleep very well, forget to take your meds, or you skipped a meal, and then take 4 spoons away if you have a cold. So you're not really operating at your best when you're sick, obviously. So these are all things. So if you have, and then these are all the activities that are like designed to take away these number of spoons. So getting out of bed takes a whole spoon. And if you start with 12, now you only have 11 spoons. And then you get dressed. Now you only have 10 spoons. And then you take your medication. Now you only have 9. And watching TV apparently takes away a spoon as well. And then you got showering, styling your hair, surfing the internet, reading. Takes away 2 spoons. Eating a meal, making plans to socialize, light housework, and driving somewhere takes away 3 spoons. Going to work or school, going shopping, going to the doctor, or exercise takes away 4 spoons. So you can imagine this puts a very physical representation of the amount of energy that you have to go about doing a thing. And this refers to like physical activity. And I believe that we all have a certain number of spoons, and everyone's spoons differ between people, and people with chronic illness clearly get the short end of the stick with the quantity of spoons that they have to give. And there are some people like my father who seems to have an unlimited supply of spoons and just dishes them out until he passes out in front of the television checking his email. So the amount of spoons and your ability to have spoons may vary, and the same goes for mental energy. So you have so much physical energy to give, and then you just can't give anymore. Applying that same theory to mental decision making, everyone has a number of decisions or thoughts that they have throughout a day. And a very, very busy, thought-provoking day, there's a balance. You certainly don't want to be hanging out and not making any decisions. But if you're making a gratuitous amount of decisions, that can be very, very exhausting. And how that relates to organization is if you know where all of your stuff is, first of all, then you're removing an entire series of questions, which is, where is my stuff? So you don't have to ask, where's my scissors, where's my batteries, where's my whatever, because you know where it is, and therefore you don't have to like waste the energy deciding where something is. Let's zoom in a little further. Let's go back to the getting dressed in the morning. When you go and you open up the drawer or the closet or whatever, and you're deciding which shirt, dress, pants, whatever to wear, the more options you have, the more energy it takes to make a decision. But if it's not organized, then it makes the decision much harder, because now not only are you asking where, but also like what's not wrinkled enough, and there's so many options, they're everywhere, and it's just very distracting. So making that decision when you're disorganized takes more energy than if all of them are in order and reachable, and you don't have to move things to get to the one that you want. You may have heard that geniuses like to wear the same thing every day, and that is a direct relationship to this conversation. The reason they wear the same thing every day is because then they don't have to make that decision. They've made a decision that this is what they're going to wear every day, but that decision was made many, many moons ago, and now they're not wasting any more energy. Now they're just simply getting dressed, which still takes a spoon, but they don't have to decide what to wear because it's already been decided for them. However, I know that that won't work for everyone because, and most people, because a lot of people like to express themselves through fashion, which is beautiful. Also, if you have clutter and there's so much, even if you're not doing anything, there's just so much in your visual space, so much variety, and so much like non-symmetry and non-directionality. If you just have everything everywhere and there's all of this input all over your space, you're receiving all of that information. It can become white noise, kind of like a vacuum cleaner kind of in the background, and you start to ignore that there's stuff everywhere. But even if you're not doing anything and you're surrounded by items, information, or words, it can constantly wear on your decision-making quota, your ability to make decisions, because you're constantly distracted. Each distraction is taking away from your decision-making quota because you're spending energy shifting to a different topic or to a different thing. So focusing, having everything in order really, really helps people that have a hard time focusing and that don't have a lot of spoons in the mental sense or the physical sense. And those things are also interconnected. So your physical energy and your mental energy are not totally separate things. There is some crossover. So you just really have to be careful about, what you're allowing your environment to impact on your decision-making quota. I didn't want to talk too long because I didn't want y'all to have to think too hard. I actually had a very long decision-making day. I spent a lot of my spoons working on my website, getting my FAQ page and my testimonials page, and starting up the newsletter and all sorts of cool stuff for my website, which is fun. I took a nap before I went live, and I was like, I gotta wake up. Oh my gosh. So anyway, it was just kind of funny that I ended up spending a lot of my spoons earlier in the day, and I had to recharge in order to even have enough energy to talk to you guys today. But anyway, that is that. Short and sweet. Use your spoons wisely and create an environment that doesn't take your spoons away. And soon I'll be posting about the newsletter, so you can sign up for that and see what topics we're going to be talking about in the coming weeks in a more effective way instead of finding out the day of. So that'll be cool. All right, I'm still kind of tired because all my spoons are gone. So I'm gonna go. Thanks for hanging out. Love y'all. Bye.